In the world of cybercrime, few stories are as shocking as that of Albert Gonzalez. To the United States Secret Service, he was a valuable asset. He was a confidential informant, a young, brilliant hacker from Miami. He helped them navigate the dark corners of the internet. He was their guide in the complex world of online fraud. Gonzalez showed them how cybercriminals operated and how they laundered their stolen money. He was instrumental in taking down major players in the digital underground. His handlers saw him as a key part of their fight against the very crimes he was secretly perfecting. They trusted him with sensitive information and relied on his expertise to build cases against other hackers. This trust was built on a foundation of lies. During the day, Gonzalez was the Secret Service's secret weapon. He would sit in meetings, pointing out vulnerabilities and explaining criminal tactics. He helped them understand the flow of stolen data across the globe. The agents he worked with believed he was on their side, a reformed hacker using his skills for good. His cooperation led to the arrest of dozens of cybercriminals. The Secret Service celebrated these victories, unaware that their star informant was playing a much bigger, more dangerous game. He wasn't just helping them catch criminals. He was learning their methods and weaknesses from the inside. But when night fell, a different Albert Gonzalez emerged. He shed the persona of the helpful informant. He became Supnazi, a name that would become infamous in the cybercrime underworld. He was not just a participant in this world. He was a kingpin. He led a sophisticated criminal enterprise that operated on a global scale. While his Secret Service contacts slept, Gonzalez was busy orchestrating massive data breaches. He was stealing the very kind of information he was supposed to be helping them protect. This was the ultimate betrayal, a double life of incredible audacity. He used his position to stay one step ahead of the law. The two sides of his life were a study in extreme contrast. By day, he was a government ally, contributing to national security. By night, he was a master thief, undermining that same security for personal gain. This duality allowed him to operate with near impunity for years. He knew what law enforcement was looking for because he was part of their team. He understood their investigative techniques and used that knowledge to cover his own tracks. This inside information made him one of the most successful and elusive cybercriminals of his time. He was a fox guarding the henhouse, and for a long time, no one was the wiser. Albert Gonzalez's criminal career began long before his work as an informant. He was a leader of a notorious cybercrime forum called Shadow Crew. This website was a bustling black market, a one-stop shop for fraudsters. It was more than just a forum. It was a criminal organization with a clear structure. Members could buy and sell stolen credit card numbers, fake identification documents, and hacking tools. Shadow Crew even had a system for reviewing the quality of stolen goods and the reliability of sellers. It was a dark version of eBay, built on stolen data and illegal services. Gonzalez, under various online names, was at the center of it all. The Secret Service eventually targeted Shadow Crew in a major investigation called Operation Firewall. They successfully infiltrated the group and began to dismantle it from within. In 2003, they arrested dozens of its members, including Gonzalez himself. This should have been the end of his story. Facing serious prison time, he was given a choice. He could either spend years behind bars or cooperate. He chose to become an informant. The Secret Service believed they had turned a key player. They thought they had neutralized a threat and gained a powerful ally. They didn't realize they had just given him the perfect cover for his future crimes. Working for the government gave Gonzalez unprecedented access and insight. He learned how federal agents tracked cybercriminals. He saw their tools and understood their strategies. Instead of using this knowledge to help them, he used it to refine his own criminal methods. He continued his illegal activities right under their noses. He created a new network of hackers, more sophisticated and secretive than Shadow Crew. He was the mastermind, directing a team of co-conspirators from around the world. They shared a common goal: to steal as much financial data as possible without getting caught. He was now a more dangerous criminal than ever before. His role as Soup Nazi was legendary in these hidden circles. He was the architect of a massive criminal conspiracy. His group specialized in war driving, a technique where they would drive around with laptops, searching for vulnerable wireless networks. They targeted retailers, payment processors, and any business that handled large volumes of credit card transactions. Once they found a weak point, they would breach the network and install malware. This malware would silently siphon off millions of credit and debit card numbers. Gonzalez was the conductor of this digital orchestra of theft. all while pretending to be a loyal servant of the law. The scale of Gonzalez's criminal enterprise reached its peak with the hack of TJX companies. TJX is the parent company of major retailers like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Over a period of 18 months, Gonzalez's crew infiltrated their corporate network. They exploited weaknesses in the company's Wi-Fi security. Once inside, they moved through the systems with patience and skill. They planted sophisticated software that captured card data as it was being processed. The breach was enormous. They stole information from more than 90 million credit and debit cards. It was one of the largest data thefts in history, and it sent shockwaves through the retail and banking industries. But TJX was not their only target. The crew cast a wide net, hitting a string of other well-known American companies. They breached the systems of 7-Eleven, Barnes & Noble, OfficeMax, and Dave & Buster's, among others. Their method was consistent and effective. They would identify a vulnerability, gain access, and then patiently extract massive amounts of data. The stolen card numbers were then sold on black market websites to other criminals around the world. These criminals would use the data to create counterfeit cards and go on shopping sprees. The total number of cards compromised by Gonzalez's ring eventually climbed to over 170 million. The profits from these operations were staggering. Gonzalez lived a life of luxury in Miami, fueled by his illicit income. He threw lavish parties at his high-rise waterfront condominium. He drove expensive cars and wore designer watches. He once complained to a friend that he had to count $340,000 by hand because his currency counting machine broke. He even held a birthday party for himself that cost $75,000. This flashy lifestyle was a world away from the clandestine work he did for the Secret Service. He was living proof that for a time, cybercrime could pay handsomely. He and his co-conspirators went to great lengths to launder their money. They used a complex international network of bank accounts and proxy servers to hide the money trail. They purchased real estate and luxury goods to convert their digital wealth into physical assets. Gonzalez was living the high life, seemingly untouchable. He was a ghost in the machine, a millionaire hiding in plain sight. He had the thrill of the crime, the protection of the government, and the rewards of a king. For a while, it seemed like his double life was the perfect crime, a seamless blend of deception and technical genius. Every criminal empire eventually crumbles. For Albert Gonzalez, the end began when investigators in different countries started to connect the dots. The massive data breaches at TJX and other retailers triggered multiple, separate investigations. Law enforcement agencies in the United States and abroad noticed similarities in the attack methods. A Turkish investigator analyzing a breach found a crucial piece of evidence. He traced the attacks back to servers in Latvia and Ukraine. This trail eventually led authorities to one of Gonzalez's key co-conspirators. The net was slowly closing in, piece by piece. The final breakthrough came from an unexpected direction. While investigating a separate case involving the Dave & Buster's hack, the Secret Service identified two of Gonzalez's accomplices. During their interrogation, the agents showed them pictures of other known hackers. When they were shown a photo of Albert Gonzalez, the informant, their reactions gave him away. The agents were stunned. The man they had trusted, their star informant, was the very person they were hunting. The double life of Soup Nazi was finally exposed. The betrayal was complete, and the evidence was overwhelming. He was arrested in a luxury hotel room in Miami in May 2008. The scale of his crimes led to a landmark legal case. Investigators seized laptops, hard drives, and cash. They found $1.1 million in cash buried in a plastic bag in his parents' backyard. Gonzalez was charged with orchestrating some of the most damaging data breaches the world had ever seen. Faced with an avalanche of digital evidence, he pleaded guilty. In 2010, he was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison, one of the longest sentences ever handed down for hacking in the United States. The judge called his crimes unparalleled in their scope and sophistication. The party was over. The story of Albert Gonzalez leaves us with a lingering question. Was he a criminal genius, a brilliant mind who outsmarted corporations and law enforcement for years? Or was he the ultimate betrayer, a man who exploited the trust of those trying to protect the public? Perhaps he was both. He possessed undeniable technical skill and a gift for social engineering. Yet he used those gifts to cause immense financial harm and to deceive the very people who had given him a second chance. His legacy is a cautionary tale about the dark side of talent and the profound consequences of a life built on deception.